Great way to start the video. Alrighty, so giving a very brief preface here. A couple weeks ago, my brother asked if he could borrow a tuner from me. I asked him why he needed it because he doesn't have any guitars, hasn't had any for a long time, and he said that our step-nephew needed his guitar tuned, and I told him, well, dude, you don't know how to tune, do you? And he goes, yeah, not really. I'm like, well, let me get down there and I'll do it myself because I need to see them anyway. So a couple weeks later now, he actually says, hey, come here, I got something. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I've just brought the guitar over here so you can mess with it. I'm like, oh, even better. Mind you, I had never seen his guitar, my step-nephew's guitar. He has a Squier Strat by Fender, and this is an incredible piece. I kind of thought it was going to be like a first act almost, but he actually has something worthwhile. Funny enough, it kind of gave me memories to my first one because I had a Squier Strat Affinity or something along those lines. Anyways, it was basically I guess a cheap end of Squier, but still it was in a starter kit, and that's how I got started. So to see my step-nephews getting started the same way I did was pretty cool. So I figure what way to pay it forward than to get this guy set up and not just tune it, but we're gonna deep dive into this guy. I'm gonna show you exactly what all is going on with it and what it actually needs and what I'm planning to do with it, because it's actually gonna be really cool for me since I haven't done any kind of fixer-upper or modification in quite some time. So we'll get down to it. Alrighty, so we are here in the deep dive, and what I'm gonna start off with is, obviously there is a string missing, the high E string, and so is the saddle. So I do have a saddle from whenever I replaced the saddles off of the Frankenstrat copy I made, and so I'm hoping that'll work. I don't know if the string spacing is going to be the same, but a better way to find out than to just do it. So we're gonna roll with that. I don't think I have a whammy bar that I could put on here, but I'll check. I've got some screws because the screw is missing out of the top neck pickup right there, so I might see if I can do with that. And the I don't know if you can see that, but the action on the strings is way too high, so we're gonna have to potentially adjust the truss rod. I'm gonna first start off by lowering all the saddles and just working from there, because I do need to contour them in relation to the curvature of the fretboard. So actually, I never got to check out the frets on this guy. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I might do some fret dressing on this, because the last thing I need my step-nephew to do is be slicing up his fingers, and I don't think his mother would appreciate that. So we are going to see what we can do with this guy. We'll get it plugged in, make sure everything works adequately, and if there's any problems there, then we will try and address them to the best of our ability, because it's not my first time messing with electronics. I've done them on majority of mine, and did pretty much a complete rewire, or almost a complete rewire on my father's 66 or 69, I think, Bobcat old guitar, and I managed to get that up and going. So let's see what we can get done with this guy. I think I'm going to first lower the string height, because I really need to address that. And then I'll pull out a saddle, and okay, I think I have spring and screw for that, so let's get to this. Now with Fender, I know that Fender compared to Gibson, there is some discrepancy on if they use the metric or imperial system with tooling. So we are going to find out which one it is, because I don't recall. I think Fender does metric and Gibson is imperial. I'm hoping I have one small enough. Ooh, that might be slightly problematic. So that is a 2. Actually, this might be a job for iFixit. We definitely got a precision thingy in here. Let's see if that works. Hey, I'll be damned, it's the first one I picked up. And that is a size... There's no way that's a size 4. A size 1.5. Cool. So let's just get to adjusting all these, and I'll probably just do a speed up of this process so you don't have to sit through this agony. Alright, so now that those saddles are probably about half the height they were, I'm going to check down the body, or check down the neck and see how they are in comparison to the fretboard. A lot better, but they still need to potentially go down a little bit more. I know that neck... Actually, no, the neck is pretty fucking straight. I'm surprised. Okay, so I just need to lower these a little bit more. Alright, now that they're all lowered a tad bit more, let's take a look at that. It is much better. And then once we get the strings tightened, then that'll create a little bit more tension on that, and that should be reasonably good. So next thing I'm going to dress is that last saddle. And I'm going to use... God, I hope this works. Or else I may not be able to do this part. Huh. Okay. So it might actually work pretty damn well. Just curious though, I'll go ahead and take the time to install it because it won't take up that much time, and then I will pull out my calipers and see if the string spacing is within proper variance. Cool. Okay, we'll leave it at that because I don't know if this is going to even work properly. Let's pull out the calipers and we will adjust. We will find out what the string spacing is. Okay, so the string spacing is roughly 10.4 millimeters. Let's see what it's like. I'll be hot damn, it is precise. Oh, I struck luck on that. Sweet. As far as replacing the string, I might have another string because of other string changes I've done. It might be a little bit thicker string gauge on the bottom than... It feels like a 42. So he probably would have had 9s on here. Unfortunately, it's going to be a 10 gauge, which not really going to be that much different. Yeah, build him up some calluses while he's young. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to see if I can just loosen these strings up a little bit more. And see if I can just take this plate off and see what we're working with on that upper neck pickup. And no, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to take the whole plate off. Hell with it. Alrighty, strings are off. One thing I was noticing on the nut, I don't know what type of nut this is, but it's probably plastic, so the least I could also do was just put some graphite in between, just so if it decides to play any kind of leads or whatever, that the strings will be able to pass through that channel fairly easily. Alright, let's see here. What size screws are that? Oh, buddy. I do not know if I have that length. It's not incredibly necessary, but it'd be nice. But I'm actually gonna step away from this so I can get a new string for him and be able to string that guy up. And it's not like I'm giving him bad strings. I change my strings fairly often, so this is still fine. At least this will be able to get him by until he is able to come across new ones. Alrighty, so it feels like 20 minutes later. We finally got the string through. And all that work, and we don't have enough length. Awesome. Well, we are simply going to inform him about the good news string. Because I don't have any extra strings that are new. But he at least has something to get it all set up with, regardless. So what we are now going to do is string this back up. Well, let me first go ahead and get these screws back in. And of course, now that I think about it, I might actually have a screw for that pickup. So I'm going to stop here for just a moment. Alrighty, so did find a screw. So we'll go ahead and back out all these other screws I just put in. And we'll see if this one's actually going to work, because I don't know if it's the actual size that he needs. But we're going to find out. Which, while I'm at it, I wonder if I can bend that out. Or bend that back out. Okay, that's better. And then I might have something that I can put on that. So aesthetically, we could at least get them mostly up and going. Alrighty, so let's get under here. And we'll see if this screw is adequate. I'll be hot damn, I think it is. That is awesome. Wait, the spring goes underneath, dumbass. And I'll be goddamn, we got a pickup in the middle that we can adjust. That is cool. Awesome. It's not exactly the same size as the others, but it works, so who the fuck cares? Alrighty, now let's get everything put back together, and we will get working on tuning, intonation, or tuning, balancing out the bridge, and intonation once everything's done. And then that will be it. So, this is actually a pretty quick and easy fixer-upper compared to other ones I've done. Now watch I say all this and one of the pickups are going to be burned out. Alrighty, so now that all the screws are in, we're going to go ahead and restring the guy. Well, with it being plastic, the graphite doesn't want to stick, but there's some. Alrighty, so I am going to just pluck one of the strings and see if there's any sound that comes out and what it's like. Oh, nice. cool. All the pickups work. Nice. Alrighty, so we are back up top, and for the most part, it's complete. So I'll show you what I did. So I've got the strings on here, tuned up. I got that, of course, I got that saddle put on. I've got that saddle put on right here. I didn't have a string for it, but whenever I went to put the strings back on, the third string needed replaced because it was about to snap. So I went ahead and took one of my other strings that I had taken off, another one, and it's good enough to be able to last him until he can get some new strings. Action has been reset, or gone to a much better state in my opinion. Of course, it's all personal preference, but for someone learning, which I think he is, then that'll be really helpful. The second string, I did not like. The tuner was just shot completely. I couldn't even turn it, so unwound it and put one of my OEM Schecter tuners on here. Now it's a hell of a lot better for tuning. So, hello kitty. Yeah, so we are going to check out how this guy sounds now. Alright, so let's put the headphones on. We are going to test this guy out. And it was pretty much already intonated as it was, so that was pretty interesting. So let's give a, set the camera lower. That is very interesting. I haven't been on single coils in a while. They're not that easy with pinch harmonics. Forgot about that. Anyways, try this. That works. Yeah, pinch harmonics are not that easy to do on single coils, but regardless, it works now, and it's in reasonable shape. So we'll leave it at that. And so now, due to YouTube's child laws, ordeals, and whatnot, and for their own privacy, and I don't really have the time, I'm just gonna probably give this to my brother and let him take it down to my step-nephew and let him give it to him. There's not going to be like a reaction or for him first seeing it. That's not in the picture. We're not going to be doing that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and this took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but half my mods and fixer-uppers tend to be way longer than I anticipate. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed. Have fun.